Now, South Africa, let's have a chat about this. Let's have a chat about this, and you will tell me your view about this. First thing first, I'm not going to drop names. I'll be very careful about that because this is one of the episodes that, gives you some goosebumps when you want to talk about certain things and you can't just blatantly say, boo, yabo. You hope we are told. So, KT Molefe has been released on a 400,000 bail. 400,000 bail. He has been given a bail condition that he should not leave Gauteng. Before he leaves Gauteng, he must contact the investigating officer to say, I'm leaving Gauteng, whatever. The passports have been taken because he took the matter to the High Court. And he has been granted a bail. I want you to connect the dots, by the way. Okay, let me start here. He cannot go out of Gauteng according to one of his bail conditions. He managed to raise 400,000 for bail. This is the man who is linked to, allegedly, it's not confirmed because he's not found guilty yet, allegedly to be linked to the late DJ somebody's, murder. So, South Africa, let me refresh your mind. We have politicians who are from prison, who are ex-convicts. They are there in the system. If you know the story of Escobar Pablo, the Mexican drug cartel boss, who built his own prison and told the government how to treat him, serving sentence in his own prison, throwing parties, lavish lifestyle from inside the prison. So, our country is heading there. We're gonna get there. We've got 26 gang within parliament. Go number 26 inside parliament. They are there, right? Like I said, there are people who are ex-convicts who serve time in prison that they are in parliament. In my own opinion, my honest own opinion, the laws of this country must be revised, especially when it comes to members of parliament, politicians who must participate. The same as Julius Malema's issue that he's convicted. He has been found guilty. He's a convict, literally. So you ask yourself, why is he still in the GSC? Why is he still a member of parliament? Why is he still the president of his own political party? Because I believe in his own political party, there's a code of conduct. What is the code of conduct saying? We've got the ANC, which is tiptoeing around the step-aside rule and whatsoever, the nonsense they do, which is something that has actually been very inconsistent to an extent that you don't even understand who is supposed to step aside, who is not supposed to step aside. The news came out that actually it is alleged that Kenny Kunene was not the first time guest at KT Molefe's house. These guys are, they are friends, they're chaps, Hey buddy, they are friends, literally. I mean, sorry, they are friends. We've got Abu Fikile Mbalula, who are friends with Vusikek. So, I'm trying to paint a picture that politicians and criminals, same WhatsApp group. Sorry, we are actually represented in parliament by friends of criminals who are advocating for protection of criminals so that they can continue to sponsor them or to fund them. When you see an amount of 400k being paid as a bail, it means there's a big gamble in this, that we can pay this amount so that we can make much more than what we pay. The money that is being paid, 400k, is too little compared to what they will actually generate. Sorry, so KT Molefe can only go to his business in Free State. He's a businessman. Another thing that South African journalists, they fail us. Some of them, they fail us on the part of calling questionable characters business people. They say Ket Matlala is a businessman. When you check, there's questionable things that are happening there, that, everyone can see that, no, something is not right. Right? The General Mkhonazi camp tried to do their job to say, this is what we should do. Because either way, letting this organized crime to flourish, we are going to end up being like Mexico. We are going to have another Escobar Pablo. Drugs generate a lot of money. They generate a lot of, in fact, it's a lucrative business to run a drug cartel business. People got rich. A practical example is that Mexican drug cartel kingpin Escobar Pab. He made a big chunk. I think that a man was a trillionaire because he bought mansions, he established businesses all over Mexico and even abroad. And he was more important than the president at some point. At some point, he wanted to get into parliament, to be a member of parliament. This is what we are seeing in our country, that we have members of parliament who are ex-convicts. They are from prison, they serve time, they've got criminal records. Let me tell you something in South Africa. An ordinary person in South Africa, you get a criminal record, you can't find a job. But we've got 26 gang ex-convicts who are from prison to parliament. From prison to parliament. Are we not really concerned about it? Shouldn't we really be concerned about that? I don't know. That's for you to judge. That should we change the laws? Should we tighten the legislature or whatsoever? Whoever is in charge in parliament, I'm not a parliamentarian. I wouldn't really kind of know everything in there and all of that. But the system is so loose to an extent that it allows all the garbage to come in. So I have actually done a little bit about the 26 gang. What do they do? So the 26 gang, they steal money by any means so that they can be able to take care of the 26 gang in prison. So, sorry, in my own understanding, if I'm a 26 gang outside, I'm not arrested, I'm not imprisoned, I have to make a lot of money so that I can be able to help the gang that is inside the prison. If they are convicted, they are serving sentence, they must live, soft life in prison. Eat well, bath, wear designer clothes and everything in prison. I must take care of them in prison so that they can be able to have an influence to corrupt the system in prison, to bribe the warders and all of that, bring, contrabands and all of that. Because we know for the fact that all these contrabands, in prisons, actually, they are brought by prison warders. They are not falling from the sky. They are brought by the very same prison warders. So the whole system is rotten. The whole system, holistically, is rotten. We are facing a very serious crisis, South Africa. And if you are credible, You want to be a politician. You want to go to parliament to represent people, to do the right thing. Like a typical example of Zandile Dabula, Operation Tutu. Those are the people who wouldn't really make it to parliament very easy. They are going to be, their characters are going to be assassinated. They are going to be blocked. Because if you want to talk about the EFF itself, even the ANC is a criminal enterprise. We know that it's harboring criminals. That is the number one suspect in crime. The ANC itself, the whole ANC, holistically, it's rotten to the core. You can't fix that thing. It's like when a potato is rotten all over, so you can't cut out the rotten part and remain with, there's nothing that is left there. It's rotten, it's finished. Ramaphosa is just officially going to finish it off. But I'm not there. Let me come to the EFF. The EFF itself was actually funded initially by a cigarette smuggler, Adrian Mazout. We know that it's a fact that Julius Malema has accepted that, and South Africans seem to be fine with that, and they treat Julius Malema as a messiah and all of that. They have forgotten that red flag number one. Another thing is that Julius Malema was in the ANC, was getting tenders, was living the life of the Fikile Mbalulas. And even now, he still has got a good taste when it comes to flashy things like expensive designer clothes, cars, mansions, accumulating assets, properties, and all of that. And the voters continue to be poor, yet they become subjected to protecting the same politician. You remember last week when he was in the East London court, people spent 3 days, let me put it this way anyway, unemployed people spent 3 days there outside, and it was very cold. I was drinking my coffee here in my own space, comfortable, and I don't attend useless things. I don't participate in useless things. Some of these things, when I'm sitting here, I avoid doing content about certain things because they make me very angry, and I can end up crossing the line to expose, how the system is rotten. Coming to the part of the university students in is it East London? The current strike where they banned the university, and they were pushed out to say they must leave. The university itself has got money to stashed somewhere to hire the security, but they don't cooperate with the students when they have issues to attend to them and help them out. Coming back to this issue of corruption within our justice system, I don't know these scholars, the judges, the magistrates, the prosecutors, how do they reach to an agreement of just issuing? Because you remember when General Mkhwanazi said one of the suspects in the Senzo Miwa case was given bail 4 times, and he still continued to commit more crimes. When he was given bail, he commits another crime. He goes back, he gets bail, he commits another crime. The system itself is rotten. We will miss people like Abu Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, for all the good reason. We have seen yesterday on the seizure, asset forfeiture unit, attaching assets at Maumera's house. Someone who's living in heaven. That house is like heaven. If you know the house, if you've passed Oxford Road in Sandhurst, if you've seen that house, it's like heaven. High walls, you are staying in heaven there. Black people have turned into being criminals and are stealing from the very same poor people. Politicians. What do we do, South Africa? What is the solution to this? Like I was saying, 26 gang, their duty is to steal as much as they can to take care of the 26 gang in prison. Do everything they can to make sure that those ones in prison, they are comfortable. There's a problem here in this country. In fact, we are reaching the final stages of whether to decide we want to shape up our country or we're going to have to ship out. The Minister in Home Affairs have extended the Zimbabweans, stay in our country. He literally, gave free for all, something that you don't understand. Whether are these people that have been voted to be in parliament, are they actually representing South Africans, or they are doing the opposite? We have seen the Anti-South African Human Rights Commission, together with another bogus NPOs, challenging the March and Operation Dudula in the Durban High Court. So there's a third force here. There's a third force, and it's going to be difficult for patriots to fix this country, because there are people who have got money, who have got power, who are influential, who are using all of those resources to oppose anything that is intended to actually constructively build South Africa that we want to see, we aspire to see. It's a shame. It's a shame, because in this country, in this day and age, if you're not corrupt, you will not succeed. It's very difficult. Advocate Defo said he's willing to testify if he's called at the Madlanga Commission. I wish they can give him an opportunity, because he mentioned something very important, that drugs, merchandise consignment was found in Durban. It was taken to Pretoria and it was stolen later, whatsoever. So there's too many stories there. Even here at the ad hoc committee, General Mkonazi mentioned that there was a shipment that was found in Durban Harbour. They took it to somewhere in Pretoria or Germiston, somewhere there, and it was stolen. Only that consignment was stolen. Nothing else at the warehouse was stolen. Gone. They left everything there. I mean, it's a warehouse that keeps evidential material, including rifles and everything. They didn't steal nothing there. They just took the consignment and left. So we are becoming a Mexico. We are fast becoming the Mexican culture kind of a country, where the drug cartels are actually running our country. And they do so at the will of the politicians. The very same people who are making a lot of hullabaloo, they are the ones who are actually promoting these, cartels, the criminal syndicates. People who are in power to shape up our country are the ones who are in cahoots with criminals to say, we promote. We have seen, how Shadrach Sibia is trying to play guilty, to say, they are witch hunting me, I'm under siege. You are not under siege. You are a siege yourself. You are a siege yourself. And I wish that they can just arrest him. I can understand the Madlanga Commissioner. He will appear from his cell, go to Madlanga Commission to testify. These people have had, enough time to cause damage in our country. They have destroyed our country, literally. And it is so sad, because we cannot say the president is innocent in this whole thing, because when you are a president, how does your country get to where it is now when you are running this country? We have got a very stupid president in our country. Cyril Ramaphosa is useless. He's very useless. But I do understand because, his nephew, he's benefiting his family members. He doesn't care about citizens of this country. I don't know, squatters. I'll leave it here. But in any case, KT Molefe won the issue of getting a bail that he has been granted, 400,000, almost 500,000 paid to the state. See you next time, squatters. Those who have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Come to this channel. We bring it raw, unscripted, impartial. Let's keep engaging. See you next time. Sharp.